In this video, I want to discuss the student model of a level 1 critique on Being Green at Ben & Jerry's. And I know that the font is small, so you may need to expand the screen shot if you want to read it, and if you have trouble seeing it. And always you can pause the video to read if you wish. Let me point out a few things here. First, the student has sufficient length. And the student opens well, all right. In the article, Being Green at Ben & Jerry's, George F. Will, I got the last name correct, I got the capitalization of the title correct, the quotation marks, everything. That's a very strong opening, all right. And then I can see the parenthetical citations are happening correctly, all right. And I can also, I asked for at least one quotation, there it is. I would like to have seen a little bit more. Here are some more quotations here that perhaps need to be referenced to a paragraph, but at least I get the basic minimum of the assignment. Now I think I get more of the length than I required, which is good. Now I can also see that there is a really strong move into the student's own voice here. So there's the verbal mapping here. I know this is evaluation. I understand. I must admit, I feel there's a lot of the I voice. I feel betrayed. I agree with George F. Will. And this very much reminds me that this is the evaluation part. This is where the student or the author is expressing personal, objective opinion here about the matter. And for the most part, this was done very well. All right. Now, I think that this essay here merits around a 3.7 or a 3.8, which is a pretty good A. All right. The one thing that it needs to take it to a 4 is it needs a more carefully crafted summary. Okay, let's read it quickly. In the article Being Green at Ben & Jerry's, George F. Will discussed the lack of oil drilling in the United States and the potential reserves that are available. By the way, the diction and the sentencing syntax is very well done. So this is telling me there's some maturity of writing happening here, all right? The ANWR is located in Alaska when drilling was proposed. Will points out that the House of Representatives voted for drilling while the Senate voted against. Democratic Senator John Kerry referred to it as a few drops of oil. Will points out that energy usage and the population have both increased at virtually the same rate over the past 30 years. He also notes that in 1996, President Clinton. Okay, so at this point right here, there's an effect to actually literally summarize the paragraphs that were given. Okay, and we see how the summary ends with, you know, the Ben & Jerry example down here. But there is an inordinate amount of text space given to the first 2 paragraphs of the actual article. All right. What I'm saying here is that there really is too much detail in here and not enough general. Let's see some of the general claims that have been made about this. And what I mean is, I need to hear the general claim, the thesis that lofty environmentalism is a cover for crude politics sometimes, and I need it to be much more. You know, what I'm saying is that this doesn't really give me the main message that George F. Will was trying to get across. It gives me too much of the actual detail. In fact, this part right here this part right here is pretty much summarizing the first 2 paragraphs, and then it's as if the writer said, "Whoa, now I better get going and finish the rest." So here was a sentence for the next one, and another sentence for the other 2 paragraphs, and a sentence here ending it up. So, I mean, it was a good summary, but it needs to really be better, and that's where we keep this from a 4. Now, again, I think I would give this a 3.8 or a 3.7. It really is still pretty strong. Now, I again suggest, you know, take a look at what all the substance, all the material, all that I was given here. The very strong evaluative voice here. I have to admit that the student really, really kept away from interjecting personal objective opinion up here. This was all about George Will and his voice. Excellent control. All right, so take a look at this, and then take a look at yours, and maybe you can get an idea of why you got the A or the B that you did get.